What goes on, guys? We're back here again with yet another video, and today we're doing something crazy. We're doing something that I've been wanting to do for years. It is time to build the Zach Toys toy room.
Oh yeah.
Today is the day. Today is the day. This whole room here, I posted a picture on my Instagram story like 2 days ago, something like that, maybe yesterday. I don't know, I didn't post it yet. But I went and bought all these shelves, measured out everything. We're gonna go ahead and start hanging these bad boys up because I'm ready. This week's videos, I don't know how many I'm gonna do. I might only do 2 videos this week, depending on how much we get done today and tomorrow and whatever we're doing or what I'm doing. He's gonna help me install the lights and the shelves, but then I gotta go somewhere in a little bit. So after that, it'll probably just be me setting up displays and talking about each of those displays. And I got a lot of space in here. I got a good opportunity to make a nice room to record and all that good stuff. So let me show you what the room looks like now. So this is kind of the room we're working with here. Try to zoom out a little bit. It's already purple, which is perfect. Already perfect. First step is to put the lights up. I have this shelf here that's kind of like just like random, not really action figure stuff. Got some shelves that we're gonna put up. Yeah, I got a different light I'm gonna switch out. But yeah, this is awesome. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing that we went ahead and did was start going and putting in the lights. And this was honestly like extremely hard to do. I'm kind of embarrassed on how long this took us to do, but the drill that I have here is not mine and it's really not that good. The screws that the lights came with to put like in the clips, like the holders, were very small, and the smallest drill bit that I had here was definitely still too big, and those screws were extremely soft, so each one was getting stripped, which really started pissing me off, and the clips were barely holding the light as is. So it really took us a lot longer than we wanted to here. And when it comes to stuff like this, I am definitely a crash out. So if this audio was on, I'd probably be cursing the whole time, whereas Jake is like just kind of shut the hell up. But he deals with it and helps me out. He saw me get kind of mad there, crashed out, maybe got a little snack or something, and then we kind of just realized just to screw them up directly. And then this is kind of the process that we came up with throughout the rest of them, and once we got in the flow of it, it really only took us about half an hour. So then we wanted to start with the biggest wall, which was 124 inches long, but we're gonna get to why that became a problem later on. But so we were kind of just figuring out what the best method was for getting these brackets up and getting the shelves up. I kind of realized that this wall has 2 issues. One, that the wall itself kind of bends a little bit, so while the boards are very flat, there's kind of gaps a little bit on each side as it kind of bellows toward us, like toward where we're screwing the wall, which is very annoying. I mean, this is an old house, and the gaps in between the sides are not terrible, but it is a little frustrating, and I didn't know that going into it. Also, by the way, the camera angle is going to make it look like these are not even. As you can see, Jake just fixed that, but we were making sure that everything was level as we went along. The other thing that we realized is that the wall pinches in towards the bottom. So the bottom 2 shelves, I'm doing 10 inches apart each. The bottom shelves actually didn't fit in the wall, which was incredibly frustrating, and I wound up having to go get a saw and cut off like literally half an inch, which was very frustrating. So then here is a little bit of a flash forward. I didn't feel like recording all the brackets. I wanted to go on my phone for a little bit. So we found that it was easier to measure out all the brackets first and then put them up. And then the top shelf, the quote unquote first shelf, I guess, there's 6 of them. I put a gap in there intentionally for a character that you see. Had to make sure Jake was supported there. And then my girlfriend came in, brought me a toy, which was pretty cool. So you probably couldn't see that in there, but I got the Hammy Collection Stegosaurus. Yeah, so, but yeah, you can see that gap in there, so we were just measuring it up. Once we had all the brackets up, it really became very easy to just place them on and drill them in, aside from the bottom two being too long, which I don't know if we got that on camera, but it was really, really annoying and unfortunate. Yeah, you can see us here, like, trying to get it in, and it just didn't, and I was quite angry. We were trying all the different ones, so then that held us up for about like 2 hours because we went and got a saw and realized that we were just gonna have to cut them off. So yeah, very annoying. So then this is the wall next to it. You can see here that we're just continuing it on a 90, and then here is the opposing, a different wall in the room where this is me just kind of screwing in the screws to the bottom of the shelf. And then on the other side, I'm doing just 3 shelves for a particular display here that I wanted to get together. This was kind of how I wanted to end my night, and my goal for the weekend, because I'm recording this kind of late on Sunday night, around like 10:30ish, 11 o'clock. My goal was to get all the shelves up by the end of the weekend, and luckily I was able to do so. I do believe my fiance comes in here and gives me a hand at some point. But I think she was she was not properly dressed, so I think I'm gonna cut that out. But yeah, so I was happy to get all the shelves up by the end. And so this is the final, shelf arrangement here. I think it looks great. I'm imagining all the stuff, like where it's gonna go. Yeah. This is a very particular wall. I know what I'm gonna be doing with that one. I know certain things. You could probably guess who's going to be standing there. We have some room down here for some storage. Some odd walls. Like, I really wish this was not rounded, but it is what it is. There might be a little bit of room here to hang some smaller posters and things, because I have a lot of wall art, and my rule is whatever does not fit on this wall, on these walls, in the space that I provided, is donezo. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. Got some risers there for these 2 shelves for a particular display. But yeah, we already had the Batman curtains, but I might put 2 little like half-foot by half-foot shelves here for something silly. And sorry about the air, guys. You're going to be hearing that in all the recordings. I do not care. It is hot as hell in this house, and that's staying on because my figures, I literally think, would melt to the shelves if that was not on. So yeah, the things I do for action figures. But this was part 1. Stay tuned for part 2, where I'll be putting those together. Oh, I did change the light as well, so that kind of changes colors, which is cool. These lights are all good. I was able to fix them, but yeah, good stuff. I will see you all in the next one for part 2, when I think we're gonna start putting some guys up. Very excited. See you guys in the next one.
Walkers on, guys. I wanted to hop on here again and thank you all for watching, and to let you know that if the following apps interest you, feel free to follow me on them, as I put the links in the description for you guys. I really appreciate everything you all do for me, so DM me with any questions or thoughts. I'd love to sit and talk with you all. Again, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.